Welcome to the beautiful Zem Island. As the governor of this island, your mission is clear: achieve net zero emissions and fight climate change. Zem Island may be small, but it represents a scaled-down version of Earth. The challenges you face here mirror the real ones our world is dealing with today. Every decision you make will shape the island's future. Let's take a look at the tools you have at your disposal. At the bottom left of the screen, you will find 4 key actions: build, subsidize, educate, and innovate. These are your main tools for making change happen. On the left side, you will also see advice, leaderboard, and data to help guide your strategy. Below them, there are options to change language, control sound, or exit the game. Now look at the top of the screen. This is where you can track your overall performance and emissions. The pie charts show how energy is shifting from fossil fuels to renewables as you progress. And at the bottom, you can monitor your budget and investments to stay on track. Each turn represents 2 years on the island, and there are 10 turns in total, followed by a fast forward into the 2050s. The first turn gives you 10 minutes to plan your strategy, and each subsequent turn becomes a little shorter, eventually reaching 5 minutes. The big question is, how do you actually reach net zero? It comes down to 3 key strategies. First, reduce fossil fuel use across the island. Second, change consumption patterns. That means less meat and less waste. And third, capture the carbon that remains. There are 2 ways to capture carbon: naturally by planting and expanding forests, and technologically through carbon capture innovations. To put all of this into action, you will use the 4 main actions available to you: build, subsidize, innovate, and educate. Renewable energy like wind and solar can fluctuate because they depend on weather conditions. To manage this variability, you should build ESS, energy storage systems, and smart grids that store and distribute energy efficiently. When it comes to placement, land is limited for solar farms and forests. You will need to free up land to expand these areas. Electric vehicles are more expensive than conventional cars. You can provide subsidies to make EVs more affordable and accelerate the transition. But before you subsidize EVs, make sure you have built enough charging stations first. Without the infrastructure, EV adoption will be limited. You can also restore kelp forests in the ocean. By bringing back sea otters and planting kelp, you restore the marine ecosystem and help absorb carbon through natural processes. Climate tech startups will seek your investment throughout the game. Each project has a fixed funding goal. Your return depends on 2 things: how much all teams invest on average relative to that goal, and how much you invest compared to others. Results are announced after 2 turns. Education is a long-term investment, but a powerful one. As it takes effect, people change their behavior. They eat less meat, waste less, and support your climate policies. This shift also frees up land you can use for solar farms or forests. You can invest up to $50 million per turn, and the earlier you start, the greater the payoff. Fighting climate change is not cheap. Your base budget starts at $400 million, but it decreases with each turn, which means you will not have enough money to reach net zero on your own. To make up the difference, you will need to secure additional funding from multiple sources: clean energy profits from selling electricity, EV subsidy refunds from the Parliament, public donations through the Green Cooler Fund, startup returns from your climate tech investments, and climate quiz bonuses. Careful planning is essential. Every dollar you invest brings you 1 step closer to net zero. The game reaches its conclusion in the 2050s. The team that achieves the largest emission reduction wins. There are also special awards: Wind Warrior for wind energy, Solar Savvy for solar power, Forest Builder for the most forests grown, EV Advocate for the EV transition, and Climate Genius for quiz scores. Now it's your turn. Save the island. Because if you can do it on Zem Island, you can do it on Earth. Be a net zero hero.